not going to record.
No.
We're not going to record.
Because you don't need to, because you can send the link.
Yes.
Right. Which was really good, apart from my sort of really good internet connection. So I was right.
Internet connection. Good point. Right. Click on the Wi-Fi. This is one thing she used to do with Sue. Remember?
No.
Okay.
Wi-Fi, KFC.
We switch it off. Yeah. And then click on Wi-Fi settings below. It'll take you to general settings. And we click on network. And we just check the just select that USB 10100. Okay, that's fine. It's connected.
Yeah.
So in other words, we're getting the feed direct from the router. It's a hard wire connection. It's not a Wi-Fi. So we can close that. Okay. Now we should be live. Okay.
Right.
So if I go to the link.
And how can I see if you're live? That's
You can't. I can. So this is the link.
now it's doing that flicky thing that you said.
I know. Yeah, this tech you remember.
No.
Yes. Okay.
You wish you had chosen someone younger as your
No, don't keep referring to age. Come on. Capacity of our minds. Right.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Apart from mine at the moment.
yeah. Double click on the camera. Double click on the camera. Right. Now there's a drop down device. Drop down box. And you'll go down to FaceTime and you'll see picture of your face. FaceTime. Go to FaceTime. Yeah. And there you have it. Just leave it there for a few seconds.
Okay. The face,
Yeah,
and then that stops.
I'm getting us talking in the background here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now go back to the
Camlink 4.
yeah, Camlink 4. And has it stopped?
Yeah.
Yes. We're live. Steady. You can close this window.
So there's Camlink, Camlink FaceTime. Let it be free.
Oh yeah. See, look.
So we're live streaming. I just need to start recording at 7. Or are you?
Yeah, not recording.
Not
Oh, not
recording.
recording.
I'm not recording. So I don't need to do anything else then.
No, what about music? Okay, choose. Okay. Now.
You were around.
Yes. Oh yes. Yes, that's all right. I'm not
So
doing
the
it.
music and then.
Yeah. Now, where do you think you would go? One liberating prayer at the moment. Okay. Use iTunes.
No,
Store.
no, I'm
No,
Spotify
okay.
now.
It's albums. Okay. And double click on it. Right. This is
Guru from the Blessed One, Tataga.
And what's that little noise thing?
oh yeah, that's good one. Shut up, right. Just let's get the right tune first.
No,
That's prayers for meditation.
No, I
Not
haven't
the
got my
same.
glasses.
The same as the essence of good thoughts. Right, select that one. Okay, and click on the liberating prayer. Press play that and see what happens.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of com.
Do I have to go tap each one to go into it, or do they automatically go through? And I need to let you sit down and track that. That was my other question.
No, you don't have to tap each one to go into
Theory,
it.
they should just go.
If you just continue to play. This is a tricky one.
I remember from a week. I do remember a week ago. No. It was at the weekend, wasn't it? Not the.
Okay.
What did you do?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
There are two things. Right. If you go into, I'll explain it. Don't feel you have to retain this. piano, keyboard,
Yeah.
audio, MIDI setup. Okay. Now there are there's an input and an output. Okay. Okay. Input and output. I think it's the output's the most important thing. Now, where's the sound coming from? It's coming from the MacBook Pro speakers when it wants to come from.
You're gonna. I'm gonna go make to load the string.
Oh, right.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my mental continuum. Please nourish me with your goodness, that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing love.
Well, I'm not here because I forgot I was going to volunteer because I just think it's been such a lovely bit of the thing. Go for the first section rather than bring the beat. Go the next one. I'm not going to. Well, I'm going to put out just everyone, but just you are very good. Well, no, but you are
He is
though.
good.
But yeah, I didn't realise I wasn't here next week until I was looking at my diary. When I'm in fact, I'm in a really unpleasant meeting where I will be.
Wishing you were here.
I wish it, well, and also putting things into practice at the moment, because I'm going to have someone who's going to want to come and shout in a room full of people to and make a nice meeting difficult. So this morning I was almost going to go cancel this meeting, thinking I'm not going to do it, but actually I've got to find a way of listening to this person and letting them not over the whole section. So yeah, I'll be putting this into practice. But yeah, my long-winded point of view is I'm not here, so I can't have to do the first. You could also, I'm selling this as first discussion of new second bit of the new book. But anyway, I will see if we might get hordes of people who want to volunteer. Hi, Gordon, darling, how you doing?
Volunteer.
Exit stage right.
Go to get a table.
I mean, I'm assuming it is going to be discussion next week. So I read.
I think it is. I think that's
I
possible.
read.
It is
mine's all like 2000 and 3000. But
So
since
Donna,
this
did
big,
you make a note where we stopped? Not really backwards, because I've read it.
No, I didn't do last week.
I'll see where it is then, because I usually mark it.
Good, yeah, because I think we got halfway through.
You wanted to finish the chapter, didn't
Yeah.
you? Bestow
Super keen. Hi, Redster.
Well, love.
Hi, Helen. Hi.
I'm sitting in a different place, can't talk to the brain.
The tail off. Thank you, sir.
I was going to go out to see the choice.
I'll just Saxon.
Let's go for the brain if you change seats.
I like sitting here. The reason why is, I'll explain it. I sit at the front because I can't see. And then
You're a
I
little
sit,
spawned. You've got a little teacher's hat.
no, I sit out, I can only see out of this eye. So if I sit that side, I'm looking out my bad eye. But if I sit this side, I'm looking out my good eye.
Well, go on
keep
now,
showing
I'll
us
let
again.
you off and sit there then. I will
Yeah,
never
just
sit in
more
your
detail.
place again.
Just let you into a secret code. There's not a lot.
No, no, but you like to look at the teacher, don't you? And if you can't see like that, you know, if I put that there over your eye,
Good evening, all.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my mental continuum. Please nourish me with your goodness, that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing banquet of delight. Through your compassionate intention, your blessings and virtuous deeds, and my strong wish to rely upon you, may all suffering quickly cease, and all happiness and joy be fulfilled, and may holy Dhamma flourish forevermore. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and
We're not doing refuge anymore.
the space be filled with offerings from gods and men, both set out and imagined, like offerings of thee, O good one. In the space in front, on a lion throne, on a cushion of lotus, sun and moon, sits Buddha Shakyamuni, the essence of all my kind teachers, surrounded by the assembly of direct and indirect gurus, Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, solitary conquerors, heroes, dakinis, and Dharma protectors. I and all my kind mothers, fearing samsara's torments, turn to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the only sources of refuge. From now until enlightenment, to the three jewels we go for refuge. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. From the hearts of all refuge objects, lights and nectar stream down and dissolve into myself and all living beings, purifying negative karma and obstructions, increasing our lives, our virtues, and Dharma realization. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from misery. May no one ever be separated from their happiness. May everyone have equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. You, protector of all beings, great destroyer of hosts of demons, please, O Blessed One, Lord of all, come to this place with your retinue. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time, and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases, and turn the wheel of Dharma for us, I dedicate all virtues to great enlightenment. The ground sprinkled with perfume and spread with flowers, the great mountain for land, sun and moon, seen as a Buddha land and offered thus. May all beings enjoy such pure lands. I offer without any sense of loss the objects that give rise to my attachment, hatred, and confusion, my friends, enemies, and strangers, our bodies and enjoyments. Please accept these and bless me to be released directly from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. So now, my most kind root Guru, please sit on the lotus and moon on my crown, and grant me out of your great kindness your body, speech, and mind's attainments. I make request to you, Buddha Shakyamuni, whose body comes from countless virtues, whose speech fulfills the hopes of mortals, whose mind sees clearly all existence. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of extensive deeds, Venerable Maitreya, noble Sangha Vasubandhu, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of vastness. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of profound view, Venerable Manjushri, Nagarjuna, Chandrakirti, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the most profound path. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of secret mantra, Conqueror Vajradhara, Tilopa, and Naropa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of Tantra. I make request to you, Gurus of the old Kadam lineage, the second Buddha, Tisha, Drom, Tompa, Geshe, Potawa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of vast and profound paths. I make request to you, Gurus of the new Kadam lineage, Venerable Tsongkhapa, Jampa, Gyatso, Kedruche, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of Sutra and Tantra. I make request to you, Venerable Khalsang Gyatso, protector of a vast ocean of living beings, unequal teacher of the paths to liberation and enlightenment, who accomplish and explain everything that was revealed by the fourth deliverer of this fortunate eon. I make request to you, my kind precious teacher, who care for those with uncontrolled minds, untamed by all the previous Buddhas, as if they were fortunate disciples. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. From the hearts of all the holy beings, streams of light and nectar flow down, granting blessings and purifying. The path begins with strong reliance on my kind teacher, source of all good. Oh, bless me with this understanding to follow him with great devotion. This human life with all its freedoms extremely rare, with so much meaning. Oh, bless me with this understanding all day and night to seize its essence. My body like a water bubble decays and dies so very quickly. After death come results of karma, just like the shadow of a body. With this firm knowledge and remembrance, bless me to be extremely cautious, always avoiding harmful actions and gathering abundant virtue. Samsara's pleasures are deceptive, give no contentment, only torment. So please bless me to strive sincerely to gain the bliss of perfect freedom. Oh, bless me so that from this pure thought come mindfulness and greatest caution, to keep as my essential practice the doctrine's root, the Pratimoksha. Just like myself, all my kind mothers are drowning in samsara's ocean. Oh, so that I may soon release them, bless me to train in bodhicitta. But I cannot become a Buddha by this alone, without three ethics. So bless me with the strength to practice the Bodhisattva's ordination, by pacifying my distractions and analyzing perfect meanings. Bless me to quickly gain the union of special insight and quiescence. When I become a pure container through common paths, bless me to enter the essence practice of good fortune, the supreme vehicle Vajrayana. The two attainments both depend on my sacred vows and my commitments. Bless me to understand this clearly and keep them at the cost of my life. By constant practice in 4 sessions, the way explained by holy teachers. Oh, bless me to gain both the stages which are the essence of the Tantras. May those who guide me on the good path and my companions all have long lives. Bless me to pacify completely all obstacles, outer and inner. May I always find perfect teachers and take delight in holy Dhamma. Accomplish all grounds and pass swiftly and gain the state of Vajradhara.
And so we can meditate. We can remember the verse. When others out of jealousy or anger harm me or insult me, may I take defeat upon myself and offer them the victory. So, in this chapter, Geshe Langri Tangpa is encouraging us to develop the mind of patience. Patiently accepting our own suffering, so we can prepare our mind to be able to take on the sufferings of others. And in developing this patience, we can meditate on the determination from the following verse. A person who accepts samsaric enjoyments but cannot accept suffering will experience many problems. But a bodhisattva who accepts suffering courageously will always be happy. So, if you think of the line, but a bodhisattva who accepts suffering courageously will always be happy. So bodhisattva is someone who's conquering self-cherishing and coming to cherish only others. So if we're conquering our own self-cherishing, we're better able to accept our own suffering. And if we do this, then we're preparing our mind to be able to take on the sufferings of others. And so, throughout our training in conventional bodhicitta, we can strive to have this mind of great courage, courageously accepting our own suffering. If we train like this, soon we will be able to take on the sufferings of others in the practice of taking and giving. So meditate single-pointedly on this determination throughout the rest of my life, throughout my training in conventional bodhicitta, I will strive to be courageous in accepting my own suffering. I will strive to be courageous in accepting my own suffering. Thank you. The root text, page 263. With the intention to attain the ultimate supreme goal that surpasses even the wish-granting jewel, may I constantly cherish all living beings. Whenever I associate with others, may I view myself as the lowest of all, and with this supreme attention, may I cherish others as supreme. Examining my mental continuum throughout all my actions, as soon as a delusion of self-cherishing develops, whereby I or others would act inappropriately, may I firmly face it and avert it. Whenever I see unfortunate beings oppressed by evil and violent suffering, may I cherish them as if I had found a rare and precious treasure. Even if someone I have helped and of whom I had great hopes nevertheless harms me intentionally, may I see him or her as my holy spiritual guide. When others out of jealousy harm me or insult me, may I take defeat upon myself and offer them the victory. In short, may I directly and indirectly offer help and happiness to all my mothers, and secretly take upon myself all their harm and suffering. Furthermore, through all the above practices, together with a mind undefiled by the stains of conceptions of the 8 extremes, and that sees all phenomena as illusory, may I and all living beings be released from the bondage of mistaken appearance and conception. And then, condensed meaning, page 268, right at the bottom. Wishing love has 2 parts. How to develop wishing love, transforming adverse conditions. Taking and giving has 3 parts. Taking by means of compassion, giving by means of love, mounting, taking, giving upon the breath. So we turn back to page 155. Just to go back to the previous paragraph, the bottom of page 154. It can also happen that if we spend most of our time complying with others' wishes, we are left with no time for Dharma study, contemplation and meditation. Also, many people have incorrect wishes and may misuse us. Unless we make some time every day to meditate, we will find it very difficult to maintain peaceful and positive minds in our daily life, and our spiritual practice as a whole will suffer. Since the real purpose of meditation is to increase our capacity to help others, taking time each day to meditate is not selfish. We have to manage our time and energy in such a way that we can be of maximum benefit to others. And to do this effectively, we need time alone to recover our strength, collect our thoughts, and see things in perspective. So our main practice is meditation. If we don't meditate, we're not going to develop the minds of love and compassion and bodhicitta. And so we need to take time alone in order to accomplish this, both in meditation and when we're out of meditation, to arrange some alone time. So we have this beautiful meditation room. You can come in here anytime and use it. In particular, you can come in at 8:15 in the morning. or 7:15 on a Monday and Thursday, and purify your mind. So we can continue then. Once they have been harmed, practitioners of training the mind accept their suffering patiently. But this does not mean that they do not try to prevent themselves from being hurt in the first place. It is a mistake to think that because we are trying to practice patience and destroy our self-cherishing mind, we can allow others to harm us. So if we allow other people to harm us, then we're not going to have the minds of love and compassion. Because normally we will want to retaliate to what we perceive as harm. In fact, it is our duty to protect ourselves from harm, because if others succeed in harming us, they will have created the cause to experience great suffering in the future. Bodhisattvas employ whatever peaceful and wrathful means they have at their disposal to prevent others from harming them. But their motivation for doing so is solely to protect others from creating negative karma and to safeguard their own opportunity to benefit others. Although outwardly it may appear as if they are acting out of self-concern, in reality they are protecting their body and life out of compassion for all living beings. So you'll see in coming paragraphs, it's okay to fight, to protect yourself, and to use any means to ensure that you remain safe and free from permanent injury and hurt. A pure Dharma practitioner once went to see his teacher with a question about his Lamrim practice, taking with him his precious Lamrim text. On the way back to his cave, a dog savagely attacked him. The practitioner usually treated his Dharma books with great care and respect, but to stop the dog biting him, he ate it with the text. Was he wrong to use a Dharma text in this way? So generally, of course, because of our commitments of refuge, we should treat Dharma texts as if they're actual Dharma jewels. However, had he not defended himself, the dog would have bitten and possibly even killed him, thus severely interrupting his Dharma practice and indirectly harming many sentient beings. So, it's okay. I mean, if you, on a rare occasion when you happen to be carrying a Dharma book, and you're being attacked by a dog, it's okay to hit the dog with the Dharma book. But you could even kick it away. When not just after I got ordained, and we were having an opening of the centre in Scotland, and I was going around distributing leaflets and inviting people in the local village to come, and I went to this farm, and I was about just to go to the door, and this dog came racing round the corner and tried to bite me, and I've still got the hole in my sham tab from that occasion. Fortunately, the farmer called it away. Otherwise, I would have kicked it. So, I mean, how do you think he would have known? They would have been bitten and possibly even killed.
The dog would be growling on it.
Sorry?
The dog would be growling.
And maybe the dog was rabid or something, foaming at the mouth or something. But generally you wouldn't expect, unless it's a big, great big dog, to be, maybe it was just a little, I don't know,
Yorkshire Terriers.
Pekingese. Sorry?
Them Yorkshire Terriers, they're bad, you know.
Or a Chihuahua or something.
Yeah, they're weird.
Thus severely interrupting his Dharma practice and indirectly harming many sentient beings because he's unable to become a great bodhisattva and bring great benefit to countless living beings. So remember, that's our purpose, and so we want to avoid anything that would interrupt our purpose, because we're doing it for the benefit of others. Because his motivation was pure, the practitioner did not incur any negative karma. Similarly, in certain extreme circumstances, bodhisattvas can even fight others in order to protect many sentient beings. So if we're protecting ourselves, are we automatically protecting other sentient beings? Or does it depend on our motivation?
Depends on the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You might just think, oh, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Just do it. Hurt someone.
But if we have a mind of bodhicitta, so even towards the potential assailant, that's not very easy. You know, you would have to have the thought, oh, I just want to get enlightened for your sake. And in the process, I'm going to knock you out, I'm not going to knock you over. But it's for your own good. I mean, these are all difficult situations, difficult decisions to make. And it's difficult to make in the spur of the moment. You know, there's a story of Genla Kenrab. When he was coming back from a teaching somewhere, and the football match was just coming out. And he was standing on the station platform, and a crowd of lads came up to him, and the leader said, "Can you give me a good reason why I not punch your lights out?" And the story is that Kenrab said to him, "Because you've got a good heart." And so he didn't. He just went away. So maybe you can use wisdom like that, or compassion, before you start fighting with them. There is also no point in our enduring suffering needlessly, such as by refusing to accept medical help when we are seriously ill. We may think, as a practitioner of training the mind, I can solve all my problems through my inner strength alone. This is just arrogance. You know, how do we really know what stage of mental training we're at? I mean, why do we need to put our health at risk just to prove that we're great practitioners, or to try and prove we're great practitioners? Why not just go to the doctor? Why not just accept medicine and use medicine? In fact, by refusing help, we are breaking the commitment of training the mind to remain natural while changing your aspiration. So, this is one of, I don't know if you'd read Universal Compassion, Geshe Shikawa's text. One of his whole load of commitments of training the mind in the two bodhicittas, and one of them is to remain natural while changing our aspirations. So we don't need to do external demonstrations of our desire to attain conventional bodhicitta. We just do what we're doing, just remaining natural, having the same relationships that we're already having with other people, keeping the same job, remaining in the same place, but changing what we were striving for, changing our aspiration. We're thinking daily, I want to become a great bodhisattva so I can really benefit other people. And in the process, we're turning our just daily activities into the bodhisattva's path. And so we don't need to change these, we just need to view them differently. We're engaging in this activity, for example, just eating. I'm eating so I can strengthen my body to become a great bodhisattva. Or we can use eating as an offering to holy beings. So we just look throughout the day at our normal activities and think about using them in our training of conventional bodhicitta. According to the Kadampa tradition of Je Tsongkhapa, even if we have high realizations, we should observe the conventions of ordinary society. Since it is customary to accept medical treatment when we are sick, we should not attract undue attention to ourselves by refusing it if it can help us, even if we're mentally strong enough to bear the pain unaided. So even if we think, oh, I don't really need medicine, you just go and take it anyway, just to show a good example. Je Tsongkhapa's tradition of outwardly remaining like an ordinary person while inwardly cultivating special minds is very practical and beautiful. It's telling me to move. I don't know where. We may think that if we patiently practice accepting defeat all the time, our suffering and problems will multiply and completely overwhelm us. But in fact, the practice of patience always lessens our suffering because we do not add mental pain to the difficulties we are having. So even though we experience the same physical issues, even though we experience the same insults and humiliations, it doesn't disturb our mind. We're practicing patience. None of these things can disturb our mind. So we just practice keeping a happy mind. Because suffering, worry, depression and pain are feelings. They are types of mind. So it follows that they exist inside and not outside our mind. If while experiencing adverse conditions, our mind remains calm and happy through the practice of patience, we do not have a problem. We may have a challenging situation, and may even be sick or injured, but we are free from pain. By controlling our mind in this way, we experience a cessation of our pain, worry, and depression, and find true inner peace. So we can think of the worst situation we could find ourselves in. Suddenly finding ourselves completely alone. All our friends have deserted us, our significant other has gone away, and just left us behind with all loads of debt and so on. And we have all these external problems. But in reality, there's no need to get upset about it. You just patiently accept, thinking this is my karma. I'll clean up my act. I'll use Dharma to maintain a happy, peaceful mind. Yes, no.
We'll try.
Or we just start smashing things out of rage and anger. The thing is, Dharma gives us a choice. And it helps us to develop a wisdom of understanding that where our real happiness and where our real peace comes from. It's not these external things. It's not our friends, necessarily our friends, or everything we own and have and so on. It's our own mind. And if we're training our mind, then we have a better chance of maintaining a peaceful mind, practicing patience, even though our world is falling apart. Patience just is a happy mind. It's not just grinning and bearing it. It's a happy, peaceful mind. By controlling our mind in this way, we experience a cessation of our pain, worry, and depression, and find true inner peace. And this great confidence that comes from our ability to do this. So we know that if we can deal with difficult situations and remain at peace, then it's great confidence. We can move forward, realizing that we can deal, if any, with future difficult situations that we're definitely going to have to face before we finish this life. And move on to the next one. Furthermore, by keeping a peaceful mind in difficult situations, we are far more likely to find solutions and respond constructively. Buddhist practice is very gentle. It does not require physical deprivation and hardship, but is mainly concerned with the internal task of controlling and transforming the mind. Once we have learned how to do this, we will understand the real meaning of Buddha's teachings. So, this sentence is realizing that as ordinary beings, our mind is filled with delusions that themselves are the cause of our suffering. But if we learn patience, then gradually these delusions will diminish and eventually they'll disappear. Because we're not responding to them. We're not responding to a mind of irritation or anger when difficult situations appear, and we're not responding to uncontrolled desire when really attractive situations appear. So we're discovering for ourselves the real meaning of Buddha's teachings, that we can become free of all obstructions to liberation and enlightenment. And so through this practice, through the wisdom that we gain from thinking about Buddha's teachings, in particular these Lojong teachings, through this wisdom and the ability to apply it, then we gain a deeper insight into the value of Buddha's teachings. In Tibet, I met a number of humble practitioners who, although they were not famous, always practiced accepting defeat and offering the victory in their daily lives. One of these was a monk called Kachin Sangye. So when Geshe is writing this, it means he actually met this monk, Kachin Sangye. He was one of the number of people, humble practitioners, who he met. A monk called Kachin Sangye, whom people came to recognize as a bodhisattva. Whenever anyone said anything unpleasant to him, he would accept it without retaliating. Whenever anyone asked him for something, he would give it immediately without even a hint of miserliness. If he was overcharged while shopping, he would pay without comment. And if the shopkeeper was poor, he would give him even more. Kachin Sangye's most expensive possession was a copper pot for holding water. One day while he was out, a thief entered his room and stole the pot. But as the thief was making his way down the street, he met Kachin Sangye returning to his room. Since the monk knew him, the thief was so ashamed that he dropped the pot and ran off. Kachin Sangye, however, developed the strong desire to give away his copper pot, and so he took it to the thief's house and said to him, "You don't need to run away. You can take anything from my room at any time." So if Kachin Sangye has the intention to give away his copper pot, is the other person a thief?
Well, he stole it.
Well, it was initially, wasn't
He
it?
did steal it first.
He had the intention to steal,
But then after, if he decides to give him, no,
yeah.
like he,
But he didn't give it back to the monk, did he? He dropped it and left it.
yeah,
Yes.
then
The monk
back
took it to
instead
him.
of wanting to give it away.
So my point really is can there be theft without possession? So if the monk doesn't feel that he possesses anything, and he's telling them, "Oh, come back and take anything you want,"
But he's not going to thief. There's no thief.
no, there's no theft. There's no theft. There's only giving.
Because even if it went to court, and someone seen him taking something from the room, and they told the police come round and say, and he said, well, he said I could take anything, and the police said, oh, fine.
Yeah, no,
They verify it.
Yeah,
with
well,
them.
that was an act to the effect. Come on. Let's get to the
No,
finality of
they
that.
verify it, wouldn't you, with them?
Yeah, of course.
Second one was when he gave him the pot, so he gave it away. Yeah.
what's the definition of stealing
Take something that doesn't belong to us.
that's not freely given?
Taken without consent.
That's not freely given. Yes. Well, no, it's just taking something that's not freely given. But if it's freely given, it can't be stealing.
Not stealing. But he didn't know that.
Doesn't matter.
You've got the look there too.
Initially it wasn't there.
Yeah, but what
It's
Rob is trying to say is, he stole first, right, yeah, fine. But then afterwards, he gave him permission to take it.
But he still initially creates. I don't see how you can negate that negative karma in the first place.
Oh, he's going to create karma, yeah, but what
But no one's arguing with that autoloper. But what Lisa, Sharon and I are saying is that we get what you're saying is he can't. He's given his permission, so it can't be a thief there. But he stole the pot and he dropped it in guilt. So he definitely stole the pot initially.
he was a thief at first.
So what about the people who broke in here and something now, haven't they? The people who broke in here, they might have said, yeah, I'll be out.
We haven't said so. They stole something that's not theirs. We didn't say come in, take the iPod, take the
Well,
money.
he didn't initially.
I know that what Todd was trying to say is afterwards.
Yeah, we know that.
but
But
is
you're getting stuck with him being a thief, and he's
Because
not.
initially he was.
He was, but he's not now.
No, but no, we don't agree with that.
initially he's got the mental action, of covetousness. And the point I'm trying to make is if the monk has the desire to free him from the action of stealing, then is there stealing? But he's still got the negative action of covetousness. Anyway, it's worth thinking about.
You started.
No.
I think we all agree.
Well, it's it's the meaning of property. It's something that belongs to a self. The word appropriate means to take to yourself. To have property is something that belongs to you. If it doesn't belong to you, if you don't feel that it belongs to you, and you only have things around you that you manage for the benefit of others, you use for the benefit of others, then there's no property. And so if someone takes something from a bodhisattva, it can't be stealing.
Well, that's why I know I'm not a bodhisattva, because I get quite annoyed with people going to
Yeah.
when if someone took something from my room. So I know.
Do you know what? I'm quite happy that people can help themselves to my stuff, but when they accuse me of helping myself to their stuff, really daughter, I just thought.
Well,
Jenny, you say everything and I say nothing.
oh, you're the bodhisattva and they're not. You didn't need to run away. You can take anything you want from my room at any time. People used to say that even if he had been asked to give up his life, he would have done so happily. There are many examples in the past of such practitioners, and there is no reason why there should not be practitioners like this now and in the future. Those who are able to think and behave like this do not meet with any problems in life, for they can happily accept whatever situations they find themselves in. In summary, if we wish to help others effectively, we definitely need to be able to accept our problems without getting angry or discouraged. Helping others is not always easy. It often involves considerable hardship and inconvenience, and going against the wishes of our self-cherishing mind. Unless we're able to accept this, our commitment to benefiting others will be half-hearted and unstable. So put yourself in the position of the monk, but you're an ordinary being, and you're returning back, and you see this person running away with your most precious possession, your copper pot. How are you going to feel?
I'd
What-
get well,
What are you going to...
I'd
Sorry?
get me.
Sorry?
I'd get well upset. That's just, you know.
That's not a copper pot.
Yeah, but if you try to take something out with you, don't know what to do. That's just upset.
Would you run after him and beat the living daylights out of him?
I run after him saying, that's not yours, give it back.
So you wouldn't hit him with a copper pot?
I wouldn't hit him with
You
it.
need to get down here at half 8 in the mornings.
I wouldn't hit him, but I'd probably just defend myself and say, that's mine. That's just, because I'm not a bodhisattva. I'm just honest.
Yeah, I mean, would you warn them of the dangers of stealing?
If I'd have said that, if I'd seen them then, and I could have said to them, you've robbed from a Dharma centre, I would explain to them that, because that's a very
Yeah.
powerful bad attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't try and stop them, because I haven't got the strength to fight them.
In summary, if we wish to help others effectively, we definitely need to be able to accept our problems without getting angry or discouraged. Helping others is not always easy. It often involves considerable hardship and inconvenience, and going against, we've done that. However, once we develop the ability to accept our own problems patiently, we will have the strength of mind to practice taking on the suffering of others and giving them happiness. Gradually, we will develop the inner realization of accepting defeat and offering the victory, and nothing will have the power to discourage us from our beneficial activities. So, all we're talking about here is a way of strengthening our mind to be able to deal with any apparently external difficulties that come along. And we know they're not external difficulties. The real difficulties are within our own mind, and our inability to practice patience, and our inability to keep a happy mind even when our world is falling apart. So, I mean, this chapter is all about encouraging us to determine to practice patience. You remember Buddha said, patience is the greatest practice. What Geshe is saying here, that if we practice patience, it will enable us to engage in the extraordinary practice of taking and giving. Actually, if we just are able to take on our own suffering, if we can't take on our own suffering, we're never going to be able to take on other suffering. But if we can manage to practice patience, patience of non-retaliation, the patience of accepting our own suffering, the patience of collecting virtuous dharmas, then we're in a much better position to be able to take on other suffering. Accepting our own suffering and dealing with it, keeping a happy mind, we can take on others' suffering and deal with it and keep a happy mind. But we just got to practice this patience first. Yeah? And what I'm saying is that the more we cling to our resource, our stuff, thinking this is mine, is the more we're grasping at a self, and the more difficult it is for us to be able to face any difficulties like someone taking our stuff. So be like Kachin Sangi. Okay, you can discuss.
Who had partners last week then?
Me and Mark went.
You and Mark. Lovely.
Chelsea sense just not really.
Sue, were you here last? You were.
Yeah, I was with Ed. I'm going to stay with Ed.
Yeah, stay with Ed, yeah. Well, I've put Dana and Cher, so we'll do a three. Before Cher comes back.
Yeah.
What do we do? So with presentation, because we need to skip that too long. No.
I probably wouldn't screen you to that.
When the mantra, so like, no, it's too long.
Like everyone wants to when you
I was
go to
reading
it.
the,
Everyone was saying,
Should I go?
you can leave it.
agree if you want to do it.
Why is it free?
Okay, you do, don't you? Because
Wait,
it's
no,
too long for the mantra. So
I said to him,
What you hear what? We should be not on that.
Guru from the
I'll get them. I think if you're honest with yourself, the way you can wait. I don't know if so sometimes you know someone just follows a bit of the first business.
If you want, when it comes up,
Says I'm sorry, yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah, so it's like, well, that's fine, still, so that's fine. We have our own space. Yeah, yeah. So if you particularly clear that that's it. So someone said, oh, I want to I would say so, but I think it's like, I know I'm not.
the eating off. I'm telling you guys, it's set.
the three of us, but see one thing saying heating.
At the, so you know we had this problem before with the music.
Yes.
So I introduced a new album, completely old, and I forgot that it's playing the old.
The old one.
We introduced the old folk man. But it didn't work out without it for a while.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying, not to put something to do, direct the whole secret.
Well, when you have to pass it, isn't sort of
It's just, like, it's sort of weird.
And then you fall apart.
And then they put it all in, she says marine natural, it's changing the man, so you have to
I went to the Glasgow to New York.
One
So next week we'll have a discussion, and then the week after that there's a break, I believe, isn't it?
Sorry, the week after that?
It's a break.
Ah,
That's a Christian festival, he said.
East, yeah. It's get to roll your egg.
We can still eat chocolate though and celebrate as well.
Yeah, chocolate eggs, yeah, are good.
so discussion though, Taloka, just for everyone and people at home, is wishing love and accepting defeat, isn't it? Those are the two bits that.
Great.
So we start. So we started our new second section of the book after the exam on wishing love. So the discussion will be great exam, that's great. Wishing love and then accepting defeat, offering victory, that's right, isn't it? And then we need 2 volunteers, and I'm saying now that I'm not here next week, so I will volunteer for the next discussion, putting that on the line, but I can't do next week.
Oh wait, come on guys.
And I'm too new at it to do a discussion, honestly. I'm just about picking up the pages.
Well, I'll send
I'll volunteer.
Thank
I'll
you.
volunteer as well.
Oh.
Yes, Eddie, come on, mate.
No, and I keep on saying to Eddie, what's a bodhisattva? What's a bodhisattva? Do it all, and I said, I'm too new.
So you
Yep.
don't need to, Eddie and Dodge are going to do it, so thank you.
You've been coming
I know
longer
I'm
than anyone else.
I'm very slow at taking things in, so it will honestly. I am. What is everyone looking at me for? Tell the truth. It's great.
Well, I don't mind doing discussion.
Slow- Slow and steady wins the game.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, thank you.
Sue,
I
I don't
intend
mind
to do
doing
this
discussion
properly.
because no one will be here anyway to do it with. It'll be an easy class.
Oh, will it be, who's doing it, Eddie and who else?
This year, Eddie.
Dalton and
Will it
Eddie.
be me, you and Eddie?
Yeah.
Are you coming? Oh.
Aren't there any people on Teams?
I'm not sure.
Who else is on?
Aren't there any people on Teams?
I don't know, Can you tell?
You know, you're supposed to arrange your ordinary life around your Dharma study and practice.
Yeah, but come on,
You
Taloka.
try that way, come to the NHS.
Just
You
tell,
will be out the NHS, you'll go.
just tell them.
You'll be in Morocco. Well, yeah.
Yeah, not
Well,
bad.
there you go. Not supposed to lie, it's not NHS, so go to the bus fares over there.
Taloka, I like what you're saying. But we know we're just trying here.
Ah, yeah, that's all Geshe says. Just try. It's not on pain of death. It's just try.
Well, there's a famous saying that God loves a trier. So why don't we just translate that to God loves a trier as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Say it.
Geshe loves Geshe loves a trial.
Well, Gessler says try until you die and then you try.
As long as you're not trying.
Okay, so do we have a meditation for 3 weeks' time?
We said meditation on patience, and Mark said meditation on death. Because when we die, we have to leave behind all our
All our-
so maybe non-attachment.
Does
Yeah.
meditation then not have to be directly on the text that we studied, in which case it should be patience, shouldn't it really?
Well, we could imagine what it'd be like to have our copper pots going.
Or get a tax write off. What would we do? Have to do it.
Well, you can make some with your on your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
But
baby.
you haven't got a dog.
Yeah, someone's doing the John book side of that.
So what is it then?
Will you choose me, throw you some ideas?
Oh, there's supposed to be pointing out instructions and the actual meditation itself.
Well, I go with patience then. No one else wants to say.
Can we not try and emulate in have a future date if we do not sort of try and emulate, do something about having patience and cash and candy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Voluntarily.
I also,
It's just the patience of accepting suffering.
It's just absolutely, but if you can do it, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Patience and acceptance of
Yeah. Okay. And then can you prepare up to from page 159 to 164?
Taking on our own future suffering.
Yeah. Thank you.
The Blessed One.
Get further. Do you want to mention, kind of mention the weekend?
The weekend.
Yes.
Mandala.
Guru Mandala.
Oh, Guru Yoga and Mandala offerings.
Guru Yoga Mandala.
Sue,
So this Saturday we're having Guru Yoga and Mandala offerings. It's one of the 4 preparations for long retreat. So we recite, it mainly involves reciting Miksema prayer and making mandala offerings over and over again. First with the 36-point mandala and then with the 9-point mandala offering. So, if you want to learn how to do mandala offerings, this would be a good time to come. 10 o'clock?
You don't need plates, do you? You can just have some plates.
You can do it with a plate and some rice, but it's better if you have a kit. So if you have a kit, bring it. If you have 2 kits, bring both of them so we can share them out.
Mandala plates.
I'll show you them.
see on the,
There, there's one there, isn't there?
see that little flip there, and it's built up with stones and rocks. And it's like offering a universe.
But you can do it with the plate. You can do it with the little normal plate if you don't have a kit. As long as you've got your
well,
utensils.
it looks interesting, I'll be here anyway.
So what time is that till the 10?
10 o'clock
We go on 10
till
till
1:15.
and
Sudana? Sudana,
Yes, sorry.
what are the times of Saturday?
Normal
Full day.
time,
Is it half day or full day?
half day commentary, and then in the afternoon retreat itself.
I think it would just be not a full half day commentary. We would just do the first session explanation of and demonstration of the mandala offerings. Then the rest of the time will be actually doing it in retreat.
And so will there be one after lunch?
Yeah,
Sessions after lunch?
session, yeah.
We do one session after lunch. So we are doing 3.
There was going to be 2 sessions in the afternoon, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the plan, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do 10 to 11:15, and then from 12 to 1:15 is one session,
Yeah.
or 12 to 1 is one session, 2:30 to 3:30 is another,
Yes.
and 4:30 to 5 is another. So we can have 3 sessions of actually making the Guru and... No.
No.
Okay? Good. Do we need volunteers to distribute publicity?
Om Muni.
Definitely, yeah.
So anyone who has any time
Next week,
next week,
yeah.
or
Tuesday,
even this
Wednesday, are big days. Like to help us do some publicity for the anxiety event around Liverpool, and on Wednesday we're going to the World. To distribute them there.
Or just take a handful and stick them in your open shops.
Yeah. So you could take a handful tonight, and any shop you're going by, just stick it, something in.
That would be great.
Yeah. Good, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Muni Mahamuniya Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamuniya Soha. Through the virtues I have collected, by practicing the stages of the path, may all living beings find the opportunity to practice in the same way. However many living beings there are, experiencing mental and physical suffering, may their suffering cease through the power of my merit, and may they find everlasting happiness and joy. May everyone experience the happiness of humans and gods, and quickly attain enlightenment, so that samsara is finally extinguished. For the benefit of all living beings as extensive as space, may I attain great wisdom like that of Manjushri, great compassion like that of Avalokiteshvara, great power like that of Vajrapani. The Buddha Dhamma is the supreme medicine that relieves all mental pain, so may this precious Dhamma jewel pervade all worlds throughout space. May there arise in the minds of all living beings great faith in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and thus may they always receive the blessings of the three precious gems. May there never arise in this world the miseries of incurable disease, famine or war, or the dangers of earthquakes, fires, floods, storms, and so forth. May all mother beings meet precious teachers who reveal the stages of the path to enlightenment, and through engaging in this path, may they quickly attain the ultimate peace of full enlightenment. Through the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the truth of actions and their effects, and the power of my pure superior intention, may all my prayers be fulfilled. So that the tradition of Tsongkhapa, the king of the Dhamma, may flourish. May all obstacles be pacified, and may all favorable conditions abound. Through the two collections of myself and others, gathered throughout the three times, stainless wisdom, and Vajrapani, the destroyer of the horse of Maras. O venerable Guru Buddha, synthesis of all three truths, with my body, speech, and mind, respectfully I make request. Please grant your blessings to ripen and liberate myself and others, and bestow the common and supreme attainment. Sankappa, crown ornament of the scholars of the land of the stars, pure Buddha Shakyamuni and Vajradhara, the source of all attainments. Avalokiteshvara, the treasury of unobservable compassion. Manjushri, the supreme stainless wisdom, and Vajrapani, the destroyer of the horse of Maras. O venerable Guru Buddha, synthesis of all three truths, with my body, speech, and